Hello, true duelists. My name's Craig Fee, and welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. Yes, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. Because what do you update when there really isn't a whole lot to update the people on? Well, you get whatever the hell it is this video is, and I guess that sets the new standard, so here we go. There's only one singular story really worth talking about this week, and that is, of course, the one thing Yu-Gi-Oh! Players hate more than anything else on this earth: the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because as I release this video, the TCG releases the Infinite Forbidden Everywhere cards are available, and with it, the format has been shaken up, and yet somehow we're already sick of hearing about it, or at least maybe I am. I don't know. You tell me. Which is funny because we haven't even had a single event yet. But partnered with the release of info is, of course, the North American World Championship qualifiers this weekend, so at least we don't have to wait tremendously long. This is great news for Europeans, whose World Championship qualifiers isn't for another week, and an absolute rip to the wallets and North American players who own said wallets, who now get to figure out this format in real time, and of course get to figure out how to get to the new cards in time for the event, as they get themselves to Austin, Texas, and I get to the end of this sentence. But the point is, as discussed last week, the format's dead already, and yet somehow Infinite Forbidden is coming in to kill it even more. I don't know how that's possible, but people have assured me it's true. Looking at the TCG player pre-sale prices, I've noticed that Engraver of the Fiend Smith engine is a cool $100-ish, although apparently it has been a brief decline in regards to the prices, so maybe by the time you're watching it, it's sub $100, or maybe it's spiked up afterwards, who fucking knows, okay? It's about $300, give or take some amount for a playset, and that's probably going to be true for a while. It's okay though, because at least there are things like Requiem of the Fiend Smith engine that's only about 10, and Tract that's only about 20. So just make sure you pull the exact specific secret rares you're wanting from your box and you'll be good to go. Molcharmi Perulia is about $50 for the single least playable version of Maxi Conceived, and Ash Blossom at Home Dominus Purge is currently about $10. So it's not the end of the world for everything price-wise in the grand scheme, it's just the end of the world for the format, or so we've been told. I guess it's a marginal, it doesn't feel quite as disastrous as Age of Overlord did, but then again, we haven't had the tournament, so maybe, I guess we'll hold our tongues on that front, won't we? Just make sure you pull the right secrets, like I said. And even if you don't, I mean, the other secret rares of the White Woods, you can get those as trade fodder, or maybe you get, you know, the generic Link 2 Bunny Silhouette or the Ash Blossom at Home. There's decent things you could be pulling, okay? I'm just saying, I can remember a time when you'd buy the newest set and hope for the $100 Bunny card, or end up with D-Boys. Yeah, somebody out there ended up pulling D-Boys from whatever the set was, Phantom, Photon Shockwave, Galactic Overlord, I can't remember the exact set Bunny came in, but either way, I know D-Boys came in it, and that is the duality of opening cards, isn't it? Is hoping for Bunny and getting the boys. Disappointment, I know. You're trying to pick the bunny, but you don't even get the option for the bear, and you end up with the boy. Anyways, besides the people hyped about Madolche support coming in this set or something, most people have simply decided to doom on the format, probably because a lot of people think it sucks. And to be clear, I'm one of them, but I'm trying to remain somewhat objective. And this weekend, if you're a casual elitist, you can at least watch the streams of the North American World Championship qualifiers to see endless duels of Snake Eyes and probably some Yubel, all playing mirrors with Fiend Smith engines, and know that as much as you hate the meta, they kinda hate what they're having to go through too. So if you really enjoy suffering, this weekend stream might be for you. And yeah, it's taking place, of course, this weekend. I feel an obligation to try and hype it up some amount, but also following last week and the amount of dread there seems to be about the game at large, it feels somewhat forced. But it's okay, because if you think this week's rough, just wait until you see the update that comes out on the 9th of August, because that's going to be a fucking rough one. Oh, you're still here. Or more accurately, I'm still here. Yeah, I guess there's a few other things I can talk about. Do you know Comic-Con is coming up? San Diego Comic-Con, Nerd Mecca, whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, well, Europe will be dealing with the Fiendsmith shenanigans. Americans have the chance to go to Comic-Con. So, clear winner in that front. And fun fact, it's no one's wallet from either continent. Yeah, so you can have a chance to buy things because limited supplies. Take, for example, did you wish you could grab one of those awesome Rescue Rabbit plushies that have been available from the Master Duel events, but you haven't been able to get them, and they're like some amount of hundreds of dollars on eBay? Well, good news, at Comic-Con you have a chance to pick up one of 1,000 Rescue Rabbit plushes, but this time with the Eyes of Satan instead. Don't worry, it's lore accurate. Yeah, that's right. There's going to be rescue plushies available in the form of rabbit, cat, and hamster for a cool $29.99 a piece. And that's 3 of the 5 monsters. They were going to include hedgehog and ferret, but that would make too much sense. And we need to be confused as players, so they just opted to ignore them completely. Not to mention, Konami was hoping that you would be more distracted by the amazing new Platinum Dual Disc. That's right, there will also only be 1,000 copies of this dual disc that definitely isn't just an unpainted model, as in instead a super cool and rare platinum one that you can tell by the plastic sheen on it. that alone makes it worth $149.99 right there, doesn't it? I mean, maybe it's not plastic, but I'm not gonna, it looks plastic as shit. I don't even think I'm being facetious when I say it's just the unpainted model. I think this is leftover unpainted models that they've just been like, fuck it, ship it, they'll buy it, they'll pay for it. And people will. That's the best part, is they are correct. Konami's primary function is, of course, to obtain money so that they can give us plastic models or something. That, or deny us the Rescue Rabbit plushes because I really want one of those goddamn bunnies, but I'm never going to get one. If only I were good at the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I guess there was a little bit of community news in the form of a tweet from the one and only Triff Gaming, which says he quit Yu-Gi-Oh! This was pretty big news for fans of the Pendulum God, or as the haters probably know him, the Loud Man. I don't know. His title is dependent on whether or not you like him, I guess. But either way, quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't always the easiest thing to do. And to prove that, he immediately followed it up with a tweet talking about how he'll only quit if he can win a YCS this year, which seems counterintuitive. You think he'd quit after he wins the YCS, but what do I know? The point is, that tweet came about on my timeline, and I went, I don't believe it. And I guess we're going to find out whether or not it happens at all. There's about 8 YCSs in the world, I think, between now and the end of 2024, depending on whether or not you include the North American Remote Duel YCS. So if you feel that the Remote Duel YCSs are not as genuine or as skill testing, feel free to gatekeep in the comments. I don't give a shit. My prediction, he's not quitting, because not only money, but also when the new format dies and some new Pendulum things come out, he seems like the exact type of guy to come back at a volume your phone would warn you about to turn it the fuck down. But he simply can't, because he's simply Triff. Too many people try and quit this game, and a lot don't, surprisingly, for as much as people love to hate it. So yeah, that's it. That is literally all I have to say. Let's just wrap it up. Shoutouts this week, as always, go to the LIFD Magnetic Display. Today, showcasing some Digimon cards to show that you can put other traditionally sized TCG cards in it as well. And because maybe, since I'm not really playing a ton of Fiendschmith, I'll just go back to this nonsense, because that's the cool thing. It's just it's all nonsense. It's just bullshit cardboard a whole way down. Any TCG, take your pick, go in and out of formats at Wild. You can be entertained by any of them, provided you like the cardboard and do not value your dollar. So yeah, if you want to show off your favorite cards, you can use the LIFD Magnetic Display, promo code YGOStrats15 for 15% off. Type it in the description, click the link in the description, type it into the checkout, click the link in the checkout, and then you'll have checked out. Check that out. That's all I got. I'm Roasty Toasty in the suit, Craig Fee. That's it. Please hit subscribe. Please impress that smoking Italian wife of yours by becoming a true duelist. And of course, that only can be done with that subscribe button. That's it. Goodbye. See you next week. Bye.